Hello there, happy Cosmonauts Day. We are happy that you're joining us here in Helsinki studio to celebrate the 12th of April, the amazing day which has changed our life forever. Exactly 60 years ago, the first human in space, Russian young boy in the age of 27, has made his trip to space. He has shown to us, he has set up as an example the thing that we can dream, we dare to dream, and the dreams can come true. We celebrate you, we congratulate you all to be here with us and to celebrate this wonderful day. It's my pleasure to introduce the speakers who we are going to talk today and to discuss during this wonderful video conference, live stream conference. We're going to discuss the topic of space tourism. How possible is that? How realistic is that? And how soon is that coming? My name is Alena Dolgopolova. I am greeting you here from Helsinki studio. I am a public diplomacy enthusiast and a former TV presenter. I'm happy to have you all here. If you've got any comments or any questions, please send the questions during our live stream broadcasting straight to the channel where you are right now. So it's my great honor to introduce the speakers we're having today. It's Dmitry Loskutov, the CEO of Glavkosmos from Russia. Hello, Dmitry.
What a great day to celebrate with you all today. Hello, Helsinki. Greetings from Moscow, from headquarters of Glavkosmos, the international economic arm of Roscosmos. Today we are celebrating 60th anniversary of the first human flight, and this holiday is truly international one, recognized by UN General Assembly just several years ago. Congratulations to all. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dmitry. And right now, it's my great pleasure to introduce to you our next speaker. It's Peter Vesterbacka, who is joining us directly from Uzbekistan. This is a very famous entrepreneur from Finland, the one who has created the Angry Birds and is always developing with his new projects, the real businessman who dares to dream. Hello, Peter.
Hello, and it's fantastic to be with you, and I'm actually here in beautiful Samarkand, so you can sense the history, and it's a university with 600 years of history. And yes, I used to be the mighty eagle at Rovio and Angry Birds, and we also did some things in space, so we were not the first humans in space, but we actually worked together with Russian cosmonauts to bring Angry Birds to the International Space Station. And we launched the first game in space ever when we launched Angry Birds Space. So I've always been fascinated by space, and it's a fantastic day to be here and celebrate the first human space flight with Yuri Gagarin. So really, really great to be here.
Thank you so much, Peter. It's my great pleasure to introduce the next speaker. Our third speaker today, who is joining us from Moscow, is a Russian cosmonaut, physician, and hero of Russia, Oleg Kotov. I'm super excited to see you here. Welcome.
Yeah, hello, everyone. Hello, all of you from Star City, close to the Gagarin Cosmonaut Training Center, as a place where all Russian cosmonauts and training facility located. And again, it's a great day to recognize the event what happened 60 years ago when the first people in the world, a Russian guy, flew to the space and opened the doors for everyone. And I think not only for professionals, but I think it's very soon for everyone who really dreams about this space flying. So again, I'm glad to be with you today, and all the best congratulations with this holiday. Thank you.
Thank you so much. So this is a true story. As I've told earlier, that a 27-year-old boy, a very young boy, was not afraid to be there alone for 108 minutes in the space. And he, of course, became a real legend for the whole planet. And in Finland, he was called the Sankari. The translation is the hero of a childhood. So it's a lapsuuden sankari. Today, for all our audience, we are happy to introduce the band Miljoonasade with a wonderful Heikki Salo, who has created a song Lenna Yuri Gagarin, which means fly Yuri Gagarin and come back to the earth. So we're gonna listen to the live gig today from Miljoonasade, and we are very excited about it. And right now we would like to a little bit refresh in our memories the thing that Yuri Gagarin was here in Finland. He visited Finland twice. It was in 1961, almost straight after his flight. In 2 months, he visited Helsinki, which was so happy to see him. And also in 1962, he was again here for the International Youth Festival. I am just now offering all of us to refresh it in our memories and see a short video about his coming to Finland.
Я согласен с госпожой Китой, которая сказала, что когда начнутся туристские полеты,
ja yhdyn rouva Kilven ajatukseen siihen, että aikana, jolloin aloitetaan turistimatkat,
что и постараются, чтобы и финские туристы были в этом полете.
Siis silloin kun aloitetaan turistimatkat avaruuteen, tehdään kaikki, jotta myöskin suomalaisia matkailijoita olisi näillä avaruusmatkoilla mukana.
Amazing. Yuri Gagarin, we can call him, well, not even call. I think he's a saint man. He did it. He went to the space and showed all of us that the door is opened. And in 1961, he was already discussing the possibility of space tourism. That's the topic we're discussing today. That's what we're going to talk today about. How realistic is that? And can we do that? And how soon we can do that? I'm happy to give the floor to Dmitry. And we would start from this question, Dmitry, which we are all very interested in. How soon do you think the space tourism will be available for all of us?
Well, Alena, that's a great question. The space tourism is already there. You may remember that in 1990, the first commercial space traveler, Japanese journalist Toyohiro Akiyama, flew to the Mir space station, and this was our contract, Glavkosmos, with the Tokyo Corporation for television. So then there was Helen Sharman, there was Dennis Tito and others. Dennis Tito went to the International Space Station already, and all of them were flying on the Soyuz transportation vehicles, very flight-proven vehicles. And we expect a couple of tourists to fly to the ISS by the end of this year as well, and looking forward to newcomers, not only professional spacemen, cosmonauts and astronauts, but also non-professional. We are doing our best to squeeze, the training time into a shorter period, so that business people cannot leave their home, for several months to train to go to space. Yeah. So we're trying to make this shorter, fun, and less expensive.
How do you think how much time it would take when you squeeze the program and when you will shorten it? How much time approximately that would take to get prepared to become a cosmonaut?
Well, now it's around 4 months, but we're trying to make it even shorter. Maybe Oleg will comment on that. But in terms of flying to the International Space Station, now it takes less time, or almost the same time than your flight from Helsinki to Moscow. And maybe, who knows, one day a non-professional cosmonaut from Finland will go to the ISS or maybe even to the moon. Why not? Why not? Let's think
That's
about
what
that.
just Yuri Gagarin was saying, what we heard in his speech. That would be definitely interesting. Dmitry, when the person comes into the space, what is he doing there, the tourist? What kind of activities he can do there?
Well, normally, depending on the tasks that he sets in front of himself, first of all, it's space experiments. A tourist can do a lot of work on the space biology, on some, health experiments, some physics experiments. He can provide lessons, online lessons for children back there on Earth. He would be a very popular person, a hero. I mean, he would be well known for the whole world. When he returns back, he would be able to commercialize his experience. In fact, as some astronauts have already done. And normally you can take pictures, you can shoot fantastic videos, you can tweet online, you can, post the pictures into Instagram accounts and win millions of followers. I'm sure there is quite a lot to do during this stay.
Amazing, and watch the sunrise. My question would be a little bit commercial. We are all interested how much approximately that could cost to go into space as a tourist.
Well, today it's not the cheapest way of travel. Normally it costs several dozens of millions of dollars. So, but we hope that in the coming years the price will go down because there are more spacecraft available. There is a competition in place already, and we're doing all the best to make our prices more affordable, more attractive than the prices of our friends from over the ocean.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Dmitry. We really hope that in coming years we will all be able to do that and to experience this unbelievable thing to go into space. And my wish is now to talk to Peter Vesterbacka, who is representing Finland here, and to ask, is it interesting for Finnish people to go to space, Peter? And would you yourself go and try this out?
Yeah, I think that if you ask most people, and I mean, there have been many studies, not only in Finland, but I think that there are many people who are very interested and would definitely go to space if that was possible. I think also what Dmitry was saying, I mean, right now the cost is a bit prohibitive for kind of like mass tourism, and maybe we're not like quite there yet, but I also fully expect the prices to go down, and we should also remember that it used to be that transatlantic flights and flights in general used to be very, very expensive, and of course we've seen a dramatic kind of like decrease in the price and also increase in the number of people flying, so it has become like everyday occurrence. Okay, it's probably going to take a while before we get to that kind of like level of space tourism, but I think that we will definitely see instead of having a handful of people, we'll see tens, then hundreds, then thousands, and I think that the commercialization of space and getting private actors into the picture, I think that is something that we're already seeing with many of the private space companies, and of course we see many of the American billionaires. It seems like they all have their own little like space program, and I think that's a very positive kind of developments. That's definitely opening up new opportunities for all of us. One thing that I think also we should really keep in mind here, that I think space, I mean, it can really be a great source of inspiration and motivation, and I think that when we connect it then with kind of like the educational angle, I mean, who wouldn't like to be an astronaut? And I think that or cosmonaut or whatever the notes you might have in the different countries, but I think I think they call them sisonauts or something here in Finland, but I think that again, it's exciting times, and I'm quite sure that we will all be surprised of the development. But I think it's also good always to keep in mind that it was already a question when Yuri was visiting Finland back in the 60s, so almost 60 years ago, that about space tourism, and of course we haven't seen much development. But I think that we kind of like had a bit of a hiatus there, that there wasn't that much happening in space, but now there's clearly like amazing number of activities, and that will translate into more people becoming space tourists, and it will be more, let's say, available than it is today.
Yeah. Peter, you are the businessman who is always watching the future already from today. I know that you have a special program for preparing little cosmonauts and astronauts
Yes.
to go
Absolutely.
into space in the kindergarten. Could you tell about that?
Yes. Yeah, so we were actually working also, we did this one game launch in space back in the day when we launched Angry Birds Space, and we also then developed actually a future astronaut training program. And the idea there is that we have kind of like an astronaut training program for young children. And of course, it turns out to be, you know, an astronaut or a cosmonaut, you need the same life skills that we all need. And we think that space, and in this case, having this, you know, young training the future cosmonauts and astronauts, I think it's a great way to inspire the children, and you will then, you know, use that inspiration, that motivation to learn the kind of skills that we all need. So I think that we should also now, when we are talking about, you know, space tourism and all of that, that yes, currently it takes a few months to go through the training to become a cosmonaut, become an astronaut. But I think that many of those skills are skills that we all need in everyday life. So I think that it's a great example of how we can use space to inspire young children, and why not all of us. And I think that it's also a great inspiration for the teachers, because I mean, the teachers are the trainers of the future astronauts. And I think that this is something also, you know, if you ask a kindergarten teacher what they are doing, you know, of course it's very inspirational when you know, because you think about it that, hey, we are training the future cosmonauts, the future astronauts, the future space tourists. And then I think that that is also a great source for inspiration. So I think that is a really big contribution that the space programs can do here.
Perfect. Peter, would you go yourself to the space when it's possible?
Let's say that again, I think that it's kind of like a question of like time and you know money. So let's say that right now I'm not sure if I could spend, you know, 4 months for that training, but you know, maybe once we can get that shortened up like a little bit, and also maybe we can combine it with some other things. So I think that there are lots of opportunities, and of course, I mean, I would love to go and you know, check it out. I'm always into testing new things.
Would be great. Thank you so much, Peter. And right now I would like to talk a little bit about the feelings that the cosmonaut has when he comes to the space. And I'm happy to talk to Oleg Kotov. Oleg is a Russian cosmonaut and a physician, a doctor. So Oleg, I would like to ask you first about the feelings when the human being comes into space. What have you felt at your very first moment?
Okay, first of all, I'd like to say the space flight is absolutely awesome. As it's any efforts, any time, any what you spend for money, it's absolutely worth if you fly to space. So because the goal to space, it's absolutely it's something. And think about people is feeling during this flight, any space flight. You know, first of all, okay, so you're happy to be in space, take a look on the Earth, on stars and atmosphere, sun and moon, and it's pretty interesting. But it's not. Sometimes weightlessness is not very friendly for people, because we are really not designed to live in space. So it's not easy to be there, and we don't have any habits how to live in space, how to do routine operation in space, and especially for first flyers, for rookie guys. So they really takes few days to start flying, to understand how to manage all stuff around them, how to do some hygiene, to consume the food, water. So that's we really need to live there.
You know, in case we have the space tourism available, how should one get prepared? Should we already now start keeping a diet and moving around to keep fit?
You know, as we already touched the great question about space tourism, and better to say so, the space tourism growing in two ways: suborbital flights, and for these kind of flights, it's pretty cheap flights, and potential flyers will spend in space a few minutes, just have enough time to take a couple selfies and take a look at the Earth and stars and flying back. And these kind of flights don't need any special training, maybe a few days before the launch, and absolutely don't need any rehabilitation after the landing. So that's, I think, in few years will be open, widely open for public to perform this kind of flights. If we're talking about flying to the space for a few days, weeks, and spending in the orbit a long time, of course, as my colleague Dmitry already mentioned, it takes training time to be ready to fly there. To the medical tests, exams should be more precisely, and so that's another way. So that's I think again it's possible in close future, in near future, we can
Perfect.
understand, or if, especially when we build a special space station for tourism, because now all tourists flew to the station as a, let's say, professional station. It's not very designed for tourists. It's not.
Yep.
There's too much equipment, not many windows, so bad internet. So again, it's not it's mostly it's for business, it's for work, for science. But again, I expect them to have some specialized station for space tourism with high quality conditions for living there. And in this case, the price could be dropping down a little bit. So again, it's normal.
Yeah, Alek, the question which very much interests our audience, have you seen Finland from space?
Unfortunately, no, it's impossible because ISS floor inclination it's 52 degrees, so it's very difficult to see something north there than this inclination.
Thank you so much. This is a very interesting talk we are having right now, and I'm very excited to introduce
My
to all
pleasure.
of you our new speaker who is coming here. It's Heikki Salo, the musician and a legend in Finland, a wonderful musician who has created. Hello, Heikki.
Hello, hello.
Great to see you here.
Nice.
Happy Cosmonauts Day. And
Yes, thank you.
I just wanted to say to our audience that, well, the Finnish audience knows Heikki, as well as many lovers of space know Heikki, because Heikki has created a song called Lenna Yuri Gagarin, which is translated like Fly Yuri Gagarin and Come Back to Earth Alive.
Yes.
And Heikki, I wanted to ask about your story, how you made this song.
Okay, at first I wrote this song in 1983 when I was a young guy. But at first I could tell that when I was born in 1957 and my mother took me home from hospital, she stopped on stairs outside of our house, and it was evening, and she told me, "Can you see, my son? There is a blinking, moving star going on the sky. That's Sputnik."
Oh.
And so many times in my childhood, my parents told me this story, that I began to think that I'm some kind of space-time child.
You are.
Yeah, so yes, of course.
Of course.
And then I became youngster and I started to write songs, and in '83 I wrote about Yuri.
Yeah, and this became an absolute hit.
Yeah.
I think you've been traveling many times with this song and performing.
Yes, of course. Since it was published on '86, and it became a big hit in Finland and also in Estonia and so on. And I've been singing this in America, everywhere.
Perfect. We are so excited to hear it here today.
Yes, of course.
And you're a follower of Yuri Gagarin. I can see on your T-shirt. That's for sure. We have a surprise for all our audience. Right now, we will have a recording which is coming straight from International Space Station.
Okay.
The cosmonauts flew to the International Space Station on 9th of April, and we could all see that. And now they are sending greetings to us from there. Let's look at that.
Дорогие друзья, приветствуем вас с борта Международной космической станции.
Ровно 60 лет назад, 12 апреля, произошло событие, ставшее поворотным в мировой истории. Космический корабль с человеком на борту покинул Землю, впервые совершив орбитальный полет. А человек, дерзнувший отправиться в этот полет, Юрий Алексеевич Гагарин, наш соотечественник. В этот день его имя узнала вся планета, ведь именно тогда началась новая история. История пилотируемых космических полетов.
Наши ученые-конструкторы продемонстрировали тогда неоспоримое превосходство отечественных технологий и сделали нас первой космической державой. А легендарные 108 минут полета Гагарина стали примером героизма для его последователей, для нас в том числе.
Друзья, в этот день мы хотим поздравить всех с этим праздником и юбилеем. Мы говорим спасибо всем, кто посвятил свою жизнь изучению Вселенной. Мы благодарим всех, кто работал и продолжает работать, продвигая человечество дальше и дальше в изучении космоса.
Еще раз с праздником, с Днем космонавтики. Космонавты Роскосмоса Сергей Рыжиков,
Сергей Кузьмичков,
Олег Новицкий
и Петр Дубров. С праздником!
Happy Cosmonautics Day once again, and my pleasure to give the floor to Heikki, Salo and Miljoonasade band, Alena, Yuri Gagarin. Thank you.
omistaja. Lennä Yuri Gagarin, lennä Yuri Gagarin, tule elävänä takaisin. Lennä Yuri Gagarin, lennä Yuri Gagarin, tule elävänä takaisin. Näetkö minun katseeni sieltä? Vielä se on lämmin. Näetkö rakastavaiset kaupungin päällä? Ja kun kuulokkeet laitat korviin ja väännät volyymin 10, kuuletko lapsien syntyvän?